Welcome to the Blood Sugar Basics course. In this course, we're going to be dealing with fundamental stuff. If you want to understand how your body works and what you can do to keep it working well, the place to start is fundamentals. And there's not much that's more fundamental to the human body than how it gets energy. So let's dive in. Much as a car depends on energy to power its movement, instruments, sensors, heating, and air conditioning, the body's ability to move, control its temperature, and sense its surroundings and its own condition requires energy. But the body needs energy for much more than motion, heat, and senses. For example, most of the chemical reactions that happen in your body every second, including things like digestion, making proteins and hormones, growing new cells, and the operation of your brain, require energy. A car's energy comes from gas or electricity. The body's energy comes, of course, from food. As long as a car's fuel lines, engine, transmission, and electrical system are all in good shape, it runs without trouble. It's similar for the body. When it's working well, all you need to do is put in food and water and it operates pretty smoothly. In a car, the amount of energy being used changes constantly. Whether it's speeding up, getting onto the freeway, or moving at a slow, steady speed, fuel is burned at just the right rate to provide the amount of energy needed. That's all controlled using various devices. The body has its own energy control system, made of two parts: its nervous system and another system for transmitting messages using chemicals called hormones. As a car gets older, the parts wear down and don't work as well together. The car may not accelerate as rapidly. It might leak oil and get lower mileage. It's much the same for the body. What does all this have to do with blood sugar? After food is eaten, it is broken down into pieces small enough to be able to move through the walls in your gut into your bloodstream. Some of that food is then changed into a particular kind of sugar. That form of sugar is a very important fuel source for the body, carried in the blood to cells to power their activity. So how does the body provide the right amount of energy for all these cells under all types of circumstances? For example, when you haven't eaten for 12 hours and you're sprinting to catch a bus? Surprisingly, the answer is pretty simple. I mentioned that a form of sugar in the blood is an important fuel source for the body. There are many different types of sugar, so let's use the name for this specific kind of sugar, which is glucose. When I say blood sugar and blood glucose, I mean the same thing. The amount of glucose that's in the blood changes, depending on what food is coming in as fuel and how much is needed to run the body. Now, you can imagine that in order for this to work, there has to be a place where your body can store fuel between meals, just like your car has a fuel tank or batteries. For the time being, we'll just call that your body's fuel tank. Whenever fuel is needed from the tank, or fuel comes in through the digestive system, the body must make rapid adjustments. Actually, your body has various ways to store fuel, and glucose is not the only fuel it stores. But in this course, we're focusing on glucose. In a building, there is usually a thermostat that senses temperature and controls heating or cooling. A thermostat makes sure that the temperature in a building is kept in a relatively narrow range for comfort. The body has a similar controller for blood glucose levels, because blood sugar levels must be kept within a relatively narrow range for good health. If it isn't, there can be serious consequences, including unconsciousness, serious damage to certain parts of the body, and even death. In the next lesson, we'll cover how the body controls blood sugar levels.